Hey everybody, AC here, and welcome back to another episode of What Will I Be Watching? This time, we will be talking about the fall 2020 lineup and the animes that I watched during that time. So returning animes, Danmachi Season 3. I watched that. Now, for Danmachi, I did not like Seasons 1 and 2. I really didn't. I honestly, I hated seasons 1 and 2. I thought that Belle was a very boring protagonist. I thought that Aiz was a very boring love interest. I thought that Hestia was incredibly annoying. I did not like the three main characters. I really didn't like them. And I didn't even like most of the side characters. But I sat through it because I didn't. Here's the thing. I didn't watch the first two seasons when they aired. I watched the first two seasons after I saw a clip from season 3, having to do with like a character that gets introduced in season 3. She's like this monster character, And Aiz basically talks about how she's dangerous, how her claws are dangerous, her wings are dangerous, the gem in her forehead is dangerous, and the girl basically just breaks off her nails and tears off her wings, rips out the gem in her forehead, just kind of mutilating herself in order to show that she's not dangerous. That she doesn't want to hurt anyone. And seeing that clip, I'm like, holy crap. What is this? Like, what is the context here? And so it made me so curious. And so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna bite the bullet. I'm gonna watch the series. I had no interest in watching the series. I watched the first two seasons, hated them, did not like them. They were just so boring to me. Did not really like any of the characters, other than, like, I guess Lily kind of grew on me after season 2. She grew on me. She grew on me in season 2. That's it. That's really the only character I found myself liking. Well, actually, no, there is one other character that had my attention. I wasn't really sure whether or not I really liked her, but Ryu. She had my attention. She certainly had my attention. I'm like, okay, I want to know more about her. I'm interested to learn more about her. So she had my attention. Those were the only characters that I found myself interested in. I did not care for anyone else in the first two seasons. Haruhime gets better in seasons 3, 4, 5, so on. I did not care for her in season 2 when she was introduced. Season 3, 100%, absolutely love that one. See, I feel like season 3 is where the show really kicks off. Seasons 3, 4, seasons 3, 4, 5. Those are all fantastic. The current season running. So they're all fantastic. So absolutely, I would recommend season 3. It's not my favorite season. We'll get to that later. It's not my favorite season of the anime. We'll get to that later, but it is a really good one. It's where the series started getting good for me. Then let's see, what's next? This one. Next is The Order a Rabbit? It's just a moe anime. It's just a moe anime of like cute anime girls doing cute things. They're running a little shop, and I believe it was the ending theme. I saw the ending theme. And it was just so insanely cute. It was just so insane. It was just so insanely cute. I felt like I was gonna die of. I felt like I would die of diabetes because the ending is just so overly sweet and cute. It's just. So I'm like, okay, what is this anime? What is this? And an anime about anime girls doing cute things, and there's nothing wrong with that. Those are nice from time to time. It's nice to see just cute characters doing cute things from time to time. And this one was very wholesome, very cute, very very entertaining. They have good characters. The series had good characters. I can't quite remember what happens in the series, to be honest, because like not much actually does happen when it comes to those types of animes. It's mostly just day-to-day lives of a lot of these girls. So I can't really remember much of the anime, but I do remember thinking it was a really cute series. Then next is The Day I Became a God. Oh, God. Oh. Oh. This one sucks. Again, it starts off fantastic. It starts off fantastic with the main girl going up to the guy, the main girl who's just this little, like, 8-year-old girl. She goes up to him and says, hey, the world is going to end after summer's over. The world is going to end after summer's over. I'm able to see the future, and I can see that the world is going to end once summer is over. And so she basically is like, hey, I'll help you fulfill whatever your final wishes are. Whatever your final wishes are, whatever what you want to do before you die, I'll help you accomplish it. And so he wants to get closer to the girl he's in love with. And so he's like, she tries to help, she starts trying to help him get closer to her. And he does. He gets closer to her. He doesn't quite ask her out, because when he's getting ready to ask her out, he realizes that this girl has done so much for him, but he never asked her what she wanted to do. And so he does. So he decides, okay, I'm going to hold off on asking this girl out until I've accomplished whatever it is that she wants to do before the world ends. And she wants to star in a film. And so he gets all of his friends together, and they create a movie. They create a little movie together, and it's really sweet and really wholesome. And then episode 9 happens, where she is taken away by people from like this big company, and it's revealed that she the reason why she has the ability to see the future is because of this chip that was implanted in her brain by her father. Because if it ends up getting used by a company, it basically people would be able to see the future pretty accurately. And then the company that gets a hold of that would essentially be unstoppable. They would essentially take over everything. So the company gets a hold of it, and the only way to get a hold of it is to essentially lobotomize her. And that's why she thinks the world is going to end, because she stopped being able to see the future past when her brain gets taken apart. And so she is just a completely different person. She's pretty brain dead. Like, she's alive, but she's just like in a wheelchair. And when she does start to be active, it's she's no longer herself. It's like she's reverted back to that of a toddler. Her brain is reverted back to that of a toddler, basically. And so he goes to try to help her. He wants to help her. She helped bring a lot of happiness into his life. He made so many friends across the summer that he never would have made had she not helped her. So had she not helped him. So he wants to help her in her time of need. And that seems all fine and good until the final episode, when he decides that he, a 18-year-old who has graduated high school, is in love with this 8-year-old girl. Yeah, that's where it goes. He suddenly decides that he, an 18-year-old adult, is in love with this 8-year-old girl who just had surgery, and now her brain has reverted back to that of a toddler, to that of like a 3-year-old. So her brain is that of a 3-year-old trapped in an 8-year-old girl's body, and he's an 18-year-old adult that has graduated from high school. Yeah. And what makes it even worse, is that all of his friends seem perfectly fine with this, and even the girl that he was going to confess to before, she had developed feelings for him, and she ends up getting super depressed because he chose an 8-year-old over her. So she becomes super depressed. Like, he was able to get her out of depression. She was already depressed, and he got her out of it. Like, he was her rock. He gave her a reason to no longer be depressed. And now he chooses someone else over her. And now she's back to being depressed again. And on top of that, what makes it even worse is the father of the girl, who was trying to, keep her hidden this whole time. He's completely fine with this adult man lusting over his 8-year-old daughter. But wait, it gets worse. On top of all that, they're first cousins. Yeah. The father of this girl is the brother of the main character's father. It's just layer after layer after layer of horribleness. Just horrendousness. Layer after layer of terribleness. Like, it just keeps piling on. Every time you think it can't get worse, it does. It gets worse and worse and worse. And it's just horrible. It's horrendous. I hate it so much. The last 4 episodes completely ruin the series. It is absolutely disgusting. I liked the first 8 episodes. I thought the first episodes were really fun and wholesome and cute, and had good characters, and then the last 4 episodes just ruins everything. So, burn it. 100% burn it. So, next one, Tonikawa, Over the Moon for You. Really cute series. Main character called NASA. Yeah, I like that. That's funny. He ends up falling in love with a girl at first sight. And he goes to try to talk to her, and is about to get isekai'd by Truck-kun when she shows up and saves him. And then he asks her to date him, and she says, I'll date you, but only if you agree to marry me. And he's like, yes, absolutely. Just immediately. And then, she disappears for 6 months. And he he wants to see her again, so he gets a job at the gas station that's like across the street from where they first met. And he drops out. He gets a full-time job there, and he drops out of high school. He drops out of high school just so he can spend all his time there, waiting to see her again. And then, but it's okay. It's okay that he dropped out because he's a super genius. He's actually a super genius, and he already knows everything that he would have already learned in high school. He knows all of it already. So there was no need for him to go to high school. He already knows all of it. So then she shows up at his apartment one day, and she's like, "Okay, let's go." Go where? To City Hall to sign marriage certificates. And then they're just married, and that's all in the first episode. And then the rest of the series is just them married. They're married throughout pretty much the whole throughout the whole series, and they're learning about each other throughout the series as the series goes. And like, it starts off so it starts off in such an absurd way. But the rest of the series is so entertaining and so interesting. And there's this element of like mysticism. There's this element of like magic to it, that like there's more to his new bride than meets the eye. There is something else going on with her. There's a lot of like mystery involving her. There's a lot of mystery involving her and magical elements that kind of surround her backstory. So it's very interesting, and it ran for 2 seasons. This was the first season. I do recommend it. I personally like the second season more, but this is still a good season. The first season is still very good, very entertaining. So definitely recommend. And lastly, last one, By the Grace of the Gods, season 1. This one, it's another isekai. The main guy dies in a pretty hilarious way. He sneezes 3 times in his sleep, and that causes the pillow to shift until it eventually falls on his face. And he just suffocates to death. That's it. That's it. Pillow suffocation because he sneezed 3 times in his sleep. That's it. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. He gets reincarnated into the body of an 8-year-old boy, and he becomes a monster tamer, and he starts taming a whole bunch of slimes and duplicating them, creating brand new types of slimes that have never been seen before in this world. And then he gets discovered by these knights who were on a mission. He helps one of them that was injured, and these knights work for this noble family. And after the knights tell the noble family about this kid they met in the woods, the noble family comes to meet him. They see his whole living situation. How he's living alone. He says that he did have grandparents that lived there, but they died. Which he's just lying. He's trying to come up with a good cover story. And they take him under their wing. They give him a new home, and they become his new family. And he becomes very good friends with the daughter of the nobles. And he decides that he wants to open up his own shop. And it's a very cute series. It is a very cute, very wholesome, a lighthearted isekai series, and it's just very feel good. It just makes me feel good. It just makes me feel good watching it. Like I'm just happy when I'm watching it because all the characters in this are happy. There's not a whole lot of conflict in the series. It's just a nice wholesome. It's just a nice wholesome series. And it's nice to have an isekai that's like that. That's not action-packed or not dark and not super comedic. It's just wholesome characters doing wholesome things. It's nice to have an isekai like that. So, and the designs for a lot of the slimes are actually kind of interesting. Like it's like the slimes themselves are pretty translucent, and then there's a core in them that has a little face on it, and it's really cute. It's really cute. So, but, yeah, I would say I recommend that one. I would put that in the recommended pile. But let's see. Talked about those two. Talked about that one and that one. And that one. That's all 5. I had just 5 that I had to talk about this time. And that's it, right? Yeah. It looks like that's it. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well. So that's it. That's going to be it for this episode. So, thank you everybody so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. If you did enjoy, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, all that good jazz. And I will see you all in the next video. Take care, everyone.